Hello viewers, welcome to the course on agronomy, and we will study classification of crops, continue our classification, and in this one we classify the crops based on the irrigation schedule. The irrigated crops 1. These are the crops which need irrigation frequently. They are rice, wheat, barseem. Another one is the rain-fed upland crops. These are the crops which are grown on hill slopes without a irrigation facilities, totally depends on the rains. They are jute, cotton, maize, castor, ragi, cowpea, upland rice, Guinea grass, pigeon pea, Dinanath grass. Rain-fed but partially irrigated crops. Third one, these are the crops which are grown under rain-fed conditions, but sometimes in absence of the rains they require some irrigation. They are Bengal grass, jowar, wheat, bajra, mustard. Residual or conserved soil moisture crops. These are the crops which are grown when the moisture is conserved in soil during the monsoon. Sometimes we see that during the winter some rains comes, after soil working, just doing soil working and planking, the moisture can be conserved, and under that we can take the crops. Therefore, these crops are known as a conserved moisture crops. Safflower, bajra, lentil, barley, linseed. Rain-fed crops with supplemental irrigation, because some crops they require some more water because rain is not regular. So, therefore, during the rainy season, if there is no rains, then we supplement with the rains, and they are known as the rain-fed crops with supplemental irrigation. For example, kharif rice, black gram, sugar cane, green gram. The rain-fed plus flooded crops. There are some crops they can grow in during the rainy season, but required continuous irrigation. So, flood irrigation is required. These crops are rice, dhecha, jute. These are some of the crops. Now, according to the method of sowing or the planting, because agronomist must know that what type of the seed is CS and how it can be sown. Some crops they can be sown direct seeding, some can be used by after planting crops, then some are the transplanted crops. So, in the direct seed crops, these are the crops in which the seeds are sown directly in the field, either by broadcasting method or in line. They are upland rice, peas, wheat, beans, mustard, onion, maize, barseem, jowar, stylo, bajra and others. Planted crops. These are crops which are planted in field. They are sugarcane, Napier grass, potato, Guinea grass, sweet potato, paragrass. Transplanted crops. Some plants they raise in the nursery and their seedlings are transplanted there. These are crops which are transplanted to main field after raising seedlings in the nursery. They are transplanted rice, cauliflower, tobacco, bajra, onion, ragi, brinjal, chilies, etc. According to the requirement of earthing, because some plants they require soil working, some and heavy soil working, some crops they require low soil working. So, these classification is based on the intertillage requirement, especially earthing up of the crop. They are intertilled crops. They are crops which are intertilled in the field. They are potato, maize, sweet potato, sugarcane, groundnut. These are some crops. Non-intertilled crops. These are the crops which are not intertilled in the field. They are jowar, fodder, lentil, paragrass, linseed, oats and others. According to the length of field duration, all the crops cannot mature at the same time. Some crops they mature in within a short period like 50 to 60 days, 70 days. Some plants can be mature in a 150 days. So, length of duration is the most important, one should know about this one. So, we have classified the crops based on the field duration of the maturity. Very short duration crops up to 75 days some crops can mature. These crops are green gram, maize, black gram, radish, thoria, Spanish beet. Short duration crops range from 75 to 100 days. These crops are cauliflower, rice, potato, sunheap, ladyfinger, sunflower. Medium duration crops 160 to 125 days. These are crops which can grow from 100 to 125 days. Maturity completed, they are rapeseed, groundnut, wheat, Bengal gram, jawar, soybean, bajra, sesame, barley, cabbage, potato, tomato, guar, tobacco. And long duration, there are some crops which mature from 125 to 150 days. These crops are mustard, cotton, tobacco, rice, bean, cumin, barsim and kharif rice. Very long duration crops, they mature even up to 150 days or even after 150 days. These are sugar cane, pigeon pea, sugar beet, napier, castor, paragrass, guinea grass, castor. So, based on that duration we have classified. Now, we are going to classify based on the harvesting. There are different methods there are of the harvesting. So, one is the ripening. Harvesting of these crops are done by sickles. They are rice, mustard, wheat, sugarcane. Why? Because at the time of the maturity, if you delay, then all the seeds will settle there. So, with the help of the sickles, we can at the time of the ripening. The second is the uprooting. So, we have to in this one completely uproot the plants. From the ground level they are rooted. They are thoria, Bengal gram, lentil, licorice, linseed, black gram, radish, cabbage. Then uprooting by digging. This is the earlier we have seen that the crops stems are rooted along with the roots, but there are some which are rooted completely with the digging. So, for that purpose the crops are potato, sweet potato, onion, garlic, turmeric, ginger, groundnut, sugar beet, carrot. These are the some crops, they are completely rooted. Picking. In this group, either the balls or fruits are picked by hand, like cotton, like chilies, like brinjal, all they are picked by the manually. Then priming. Some plants required, crops required a priming, like tobacco is the one crop. Then cutting. These crops are harvested by cutting. They are oats, barsim, napier, amaranthus, Spanish. They can cut from the crops according to the post harvest. Now, the post harvesting is more important. Some crops require a special care before they are used or sold. Their further classification is as curing. It is done in tobacco, mustard, sesame. Stripping. Most of the fiber crops are stripped to extract the fiber. They are jute, flax, sunheap, these one. Then ginning, like in cotton, it required a ginning before selling to the market. So, cotton is the example of this one. Seasoning, some crops required a seasoning of that one, and especially the turmeric, chilies and even the tea, they required a seasoning. Then shelling, this is the done to take out the kernel from the shell, like example is the groundnut, sunflower, maize. Then grading and sorting. Some crops cannot directly sold in the market, they required some grading, and for that purpose the crops are potato, wheat, rice, fiber crops, tobacco and other crops, so that a uniform equal size of the seed or the fruits can be sold in the market. Then classification based on the leaf morphology. In the first we have discussed earlier also that the monocot, the leaves are narrow and their venation is the parallel. So, they are the narrow leaf. So, some of the example of the narrow leaves are Napier grass, sugar cane, garlic, ginger, turmeric, and broad leaves crops, some crops they have broad leaves, and these are the mustard, cotton, they belong mostly to the dicot family. Then ketchup classification based on the special purpose. There are some different types of the purposes. Catch crops or the emergency crops. These crops are cultivated to catch the forthcoming season. They replace a main crop that had failed due to the biotic or climatic parameters. We farmers do not want to miss anything if some crop failed due to the climatic reason. So, emergency crops is required in between them, so that he can get some money from by using. So, they are known as the catch-up crops. They provide livestock feed as a difficult time of the year, check weed growth, conserve the soil, utilize added fertilizer and moisture. They are generally of short duration, quick growing, fast bulking, harvestable at any time of their field duration and adaptable to the season, soil and cultural practices. These are black gram, bajra, green gram, Spanish, cowpea, radish, coriander, onion, etc. Then restorative crops. Some crops they which provide a good harvest along with the enrichment or restoration of the soil, because some crops like brinjal, if suppose we grow, it harvests lot of the nutrients. So, soil become a poor. To replace that one, some crops they can help to restore this. That is why they are known as the restorative crops. These crops are soybean, alfalfa, berseem, green gram, cowpea, black gram, clover. These crops enrich the soil fertility by fixing the nitrogen. So, then we come to the exhaustive crops. Some crops which takes lot of nutrients from the soil. So, that is why they are known as the exhaustive crops. They are sesame, linseed, brinjal. Then para crops. These are crops which are sown few days or few weeks before the harvest of standing mature crop. They are grown on residual moisture without preparatory tillage. The standing crop and the para crops become simultaneously or brief period, and for the rest of the duration they remain as a single crops. These are black gram and paddy, lathyrus in almond paddy and sweet gourd in the potato. So, there is a combination of the two crops. Then smoother crops. These are the crops which are able to suppress the population and growth of the weeds, the smoother. So, that is why suppressing the weeds, they are known as the smoother crops. Example of these one: barley, cowpea, mustard, sweet gourd. Then cover grass. Some crops they cover the ground. So, that is why known as the cover grass. These crops protect the soil surface from erosion either by the wind, water or from the both, though through their foliage or root mats, either through the foliage or through the roots. They are groundnut, lathyrus, maril grass, sweet potato, black gram, para grass, rice, beans. Nurse crop. These crops help to obtain nourishment for other crops by providing shade or acting as a climbing stick. For example, rye in the peas, jowar in the cowpeas, Gliricidia in tea. So, these are helping the tea and provide the shade as well as to for climbing crops to uproot. Shade loving plants such as turmeric, ginger, corn are nourished by tall crops which as pigeon pea, castor and climbing vegetables such as the cucumber, little gourd, ash gourd and the beans. Then gourd or the barrier crops. These crops help to protect another crop from the wind storms. They are safflower in gram and sacrum munja around the crops field situated on the bank of the torrential rivers. Then break crops. These are the crops which are grown to break the continuity of the agroecological situation of the field under the multiple cropping system. The inclusion of such crops in the cropping system helps to reduce the inoculum of the soil borne harmful biotic agent such as the weeds, pests, pathogens and parasites. It also improves the soil conditions for crop growth. The example are growing potato or the oilseed in continuous cereals cropping system, rice, wheat, rice, maize, break the continuity of the large number of the pests due to the variation of the host range and the changing of the agroecological zone. Because why we are keeping the two crops, one pest is suitable to the one crop, it is not suitable to other crops, that is why they break the effect of the pathogens as well as the insect. Then trap crops, these crops are grown in trap soil borne harmful biotic agent, parasites, weeds like Orobanche and Striga that are trapped by the Solanaceous and sorghum crops respectively. Orobanche are commonly grown in the field, so they spoil the other crops. So, therefore, if you grow the some crops, Solanaceous crops, then the Orobanche and Striga will come on only on that one, your economical crops can be saved. Therefore, the destruction of these crops reduce the inoculum of such parasite weed. Similarly, nematodes are trapped by some Solanaceous crops. On uprooting crops plants, nematodes are pulled out from the field. So, we can save our this one. Then mulch crops, some crops grown to conserve the soil moisture from the base ground by their thick and dense foliage, they are cowpea and colocasia crops. Then sword or the tuft crops, these crops belongs to the grass family and have sword type tiller which mat the foliage and roots close to the soil surface. They are grown to conserve the soil from the erosion, particularly in the non-arable areas. They are marvel grass, doob grass, cynodon, this one. Then cleaning crops, these are the crops whose agronomic practices make the field clean from the weed and stubbles. They are potato, turmeric, groundnut, colocasia, ginger, etc. Then fowling crops, these are the crops whose culture practices allow the infection of the weed intensively, because their growth is slow. So, in between them some other weeds comes, that is why they are known as the fowling crops. Earlier growth is poor, so that is why these are like maize and cotton, they are grown as a fowling crops. Then cash crop, these are the crops grown for the sale to earn the cash. They are jute, cotton, tobacco and sugar cane. Ware crops, some crops you have to store in your warehouse, that is why they are known as the ware crops. These crops are have some values, potato, carrot, bean, they can be stored in the cold storage or in the warehouse. Then truck crops, some crops immediately require a transportation, that is why they are known as the truck crops. These crops are grown to market fresh, these are made available to consumers in fresh state. They are ladyfingers, Spanish, brinjal, radish, tomatoes and all the things. Then cold crops, some plants they can tolerate the cold weather, so they can be stored in the cold house, this one capable of withstanding the considerable frost. The example of these crops are cabbage, basil, then cauliflower, and all other crops. Then silage crops, some for animal feed, some plants the crops can be made as the silage, so they are known as the silage crops. These are the crops grown to preserved in the pits in a succulent condition by a process of natural fermentation for feeding the livestock. These are maize, cowpea, bajra, barsim, jowar. Then soiling crops, these crops are grown to harvest in green and fed fresh to the livestock. in a stall feeding, we call it stall feeding. They are berseem, rice, beans, napier grass and other grasses sort. Then lay crops, these crops are grown in combination with other crops for immediate or future feeding to the livestock. The example are marvel grass, berseem, dinanath grass, cowpea, berseem, mustard. So, they are known as the lay crops. Then green manuring crops, sometimes because of the irrigation alkalinity develops, soil become a crusted one. So, they are poor in the nutrition. So, if the crops grown as a green manuring, you can cut it and add to the refill again with the soil, then is known as the green manuring crops. These are the lucerne, Gliricidia, sunheap, subabul, berseem is the one example. Then mixed crop, these consist of 2 or more crops that are grown simultaneously in the same field without preserving their identity with the respect to the field areas. Seed of these crops may be mixed together before sowing and broadcast irregularly or drilled in the rows. This practice is very common in desert area. The people in the desert, they just take the seed of the bajra, guar, til, some cucumber, all these they mix and just broadcast in the field. So, at least they can get one crop, if suppose one field, then they can get at the. So, this is the very common practice in desert area. For example of this one, pea, rye, tower, cowpea, wheat, mustard, linseed, thoria, gram, sunflower, berseem, these are some of the example. Then intercrops. These consist of 2 or more crops that are grown simultaneously in alternate rows in the same field. Some people, we suggest it that take the intercropping like legume, bajra and maize, so that at least farmer can get one if any adverse conditions come. So, these are known as the intercrops crops. These are the sesame with the black gram, wheat with the mustard, pigeon pea plus groundnut, rice and pigeon pea, sorghum and pigeon pea, and berseem and mustard. So, these are the known as the intercrops. Companion crops, these are the crops within intercrop situation when subsidiary crops are usually of a short duration in a long duration main crops. The main crops gets the company of a short duration. Here the short duration as well as the long duration crops are grown. So, like we can have in agroforestry systems, the trees are grown with the crops. So, these are the known as the companion crops. For example, the potato, onion and Spanish in autumn, sugarcane, lady finger and amaranthus in spring, sugarcane, radish in the potato and green gram in napier grass. These are the companion. Then parallel crops, sometimes 2 or more crops are grown simultaneously, but they do not have intercompetitive effect. They are maize, cowpea, sorghum, pigeon pea. Mono or sole crops, these crops are grown as a pure crops. They are transplanted like rice, jute and this one. Then plant crops of first harvest, ratoon crops, once you cut the crops, the another shoot will come. So, this is known as the ratoon crops. Seed crops, some crops there the seeds are used for the sale purpose, and these are the potato, berseem, cabbage. And then leaf crops, some crops only leaves are used for the human beings or animals. So, they are known as the leaf crops. They are the tobacco, Spanish and sisal. And fuel crops, some crops are used for the fuel purpose, and these are the example of the jute, cotton, sugar cane, mustard. Energy crops, some plants crops they have a high in sugar contents, and their oil can be used as a biodiesel or as a bioethanol. So, they are known as the energy crops like potato, maize, sugarcane, tapioca and other border crops. Some crops can be only planted on the borders, like bajra can be grown around the vegetable crops. So, it acts as a barrier, wind breaks or these things. So, these are the cauliflower and some example of this one. Then riparian crops, some crops they are planted on the river or the channel side. So, they are the babul and the paragrass, these are the example. Some crops are the avenue crops, they shows avenue plantation. These are the pigeon pea, Gliricidia, sisal, these are the crops. Then contour crops. Some crops on the slopy areas, they are planted on the contours, so that they can help the conservation of this one. Then augmenting crops, alley cropping. So, these are the some of the classification based on their uses. The augment crops are the berseem, Japanese mustard, and alley cropping. These are the example of the sweet potato, black gram, turmeric, ginger. These are the crops. We see that in this chapter we have studied the different uses of the crops, what is their water requirement, they are short duration, long duration. Some crops can be sown by direct seeding, some crops can be transplanted, some crops the harvesting procedure, short duration, long duration, cropping period we have studied, and then harvesting period, at what time it should be harvested, how it can be harvested by through the sickles we can harvest some crops we can take up the individual fruits from that one, like chili, brinjal, and all these things we have shown. And then we have shown that how these crops can be grown, companion crops, either single crops we can grow, can we grow the double crops together, 3 crops together, time of planting we have studied all this one. And then we have also seen that the root types, deep root system, there are some shallow roots also. So, how they are companion crops can be grown, some crops can be grown as a border crops, some crops can be grown as a protective crops, some crops can be work as a nursing crops, they can help to the climbers to climb on their stems. And some crops they can have a shade effect, so that some crops which are tolerate they love the shade, they can grow better with them. Then some crops their harvesting period short, some has a long, so they can mix together and without any, so economy we can improve. So, these are the different systems we have studied for the classification.